Thanks to all our active patrons who have contributed a lifetime of $100 or more to reach Garuk Dong level status.
Here is the list of those special patrons in order of contributions.
If you would like to support our show, check out the Commander Smiths at patreon.com. Welcome to the late Commander Smiths.
We are the Commander Smiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowery Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
Oh man, dude, we had we had so much time, and
Right.
then
We were
just,
already like
we were
at
like
8:40. I was like,
we got 20
let's
minutes.
chit chat.
Yeah, so then
And
we
then it
skipped
was,
the middle of-
oh, it's 9.
We start in 2 minutes. Oh shit, we didn't do any of our prep stuff, and it. So hopefully audio's working. People can hear me. I hope people
No
can
guarantees.
hear. This
No
is
guarantees.
episode 259. Guess what next week is, Lowery?
Our 5-year anniversary.
Wow, 260.
That's awesome.
We'll be 5 years next week. It's crazy. It's already been that long.
Crazy.
It's
It is.
insane.
It is crazy.
And it's just going to be a normal
a blur.
episode. We're not going to do like anything necessarily crazy because we got a
Nothing
release
crazy.
of a set. So,
Right. We're not.
Speaking of that, what are we doing for tonight's episode?
We're going to talk about our FAV5 Commanders from Phyrexia. All will be one. And it feels like Magic set titles are being named from Panic at the Disco these days, but that's fine.
I don't
They're
get
really long titles. Get it?
Okay,
That's it's
okay.
all right. They're not even a band anymore. Fine. Who cares?
Yeah, so we got FAV5 Commanders. We probably will have a lot of overlaps because there is a lot of legendary creatures in this, but there's a
We
lot
both
of them
had
that,
the same thought.
yes, and we'll talk about that when we get there. We have our Stump the Smith Savant, which this week is a fellow patron. Travis is going to try to stump Lowery, and we finally figured out a card that we were giving away, and it's going to be Embercleave from the coin flip one. So this is this week's. So this is week. Let's see, round 17. Week number 2. So next week we'll be adding another card if Larry doesn't get stumped this week.
I have to win. Yeah, let's not get cocky here.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna win.
We got that. We have Staple Versus again. What are we doing for Staple Versus? Do you remember that?
The 2 Vorinclexes.
Oh, was it Vorinclex?
Which one are we doing?
Oh shit. I did Jin. It totally was supposed
That's fine.
to be
We can do Jin.
Vorinclex.
Which one did you pick?
Why did I not? I should have double checked
It was
with you.
gonna be Vorinclex last week.
I know, that was my fault. I was like, I think it was Jin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Jin that we were going to do it.
All
So
right,
I didn't
which
even tell
one are you doing?
I-
Which one do you want?
I've been just doing the
you
new
have the new
ones.
Jin,
Yeah,
right?
I
I'm
just-
taking the old Jin. All right, I got this. Don't worry about it. You're good.
Well, you've been beating me every week with the paraders, so I mean, not
I need an ego boost here. That's fine. I'll take the old ones that everybody's familiar with.
I apologize, Larry. That was my bad. I should have totally texted you and be like, "Hey,
That's
just
fine.
checking, making sure." And I was
That's
like,
okay.
"I got it. So then we got Sable Versus, we got Something Smith Savant. I think that's it. That's pretty much everything in a nutshell there. What do we got from? There's a lot that he wrote there. Next year's title will be the Summer Block. Okay.
It's a joke. It's a good one. I like it. It's Dominaria, the now unconverted from being converted into by one of the Phyrexians will be next year's title for the summer block. I agree.
I will admit it does get a little lengthy when I'm typing out the titles and I'm like, do I just write Phyrexia or do I do the whole title? And this time I kept the whole thing in there, but I think it'll get shortened after we're done being live here. So
I think you should just
cool
put
story,
the
bro.
new Phyrexia set. That's
new Phyrexia set. That's in the
Right.
tags.
people
That's there.
know. People know.
Okay, so last week we got kind of ham boned. That was
Did we? Yeah, we had 4 shots.
That was
right?
4
Yeah,
shots, and
I was up forever.
Yeah, you were like on
Just
the
eating.
Discord sending messages. I think I was eating just random stuff when I had
Right.
to. I was like, I'm gonna be sick if I don't.
I had fucking like
stupid Malort.
a pound of mashed potatoes with like meatballs and macaroni and cheese, and I was using all that as like a mix-up dip. I
Oh
was
my
fucking
God.
drunk.
I think we even got done and we still talked for like an hour and a half, just drunk talked until
I think that sounds right.
whatever. Yeah,
that sounds right.
Stupid. Okay, so yeah, it's just dumb. And I'm not doing myself any favors this week because I have an 11% alcohol. Hang on, let me grab it. I haven't opened it yet. So my beer after I finish this little dabber here is
gonna be your third one, right?
My first, or this is I had one and this is two. So French Toast Bastard, vanilla cinnamon maple bourbon barrel aged Scotch ale, and it's from Founders. So that's what I'm going to be drinking here, and it's 11.1%.
I thought you were fucking chugging that shit because you posted on Discord with your cards, and I saw that, and it was one, and then it felt like a little bit later, and then the other, and I was like, "Whoa, you're already."
I wrote
already going after it.
Yeah, no, I said I'll be drinking this one on the cast. Yeah.
All right.
What are you
I
drinking?
don't read. I just look at the pictures. All right. I'm drinking sparkling hot tea. The Citra Bomb one. Yeah. Hop Lark. It's like an IPA tea. I got this one from Alex as well.
Jeez, he's just been sponsoring you the last couple weeks.
Well, he just gave me like a box of random shit that he may or may not like.
Yeah, that's why you got it. He's like, I hate this
that's
shit.
What, yeah.
You drink it.
I mean, this is, I think
it's
last
like that
week's that I didn't like. He liked that one, and he was like, it's a normal beer. I'm like, I don't like that one.
It reminds me of the Mitch Hedberg joke where he feels like when people hand him out flyers on the street, it's like, here, you throw this shit away. So that's what he's doing to your beer. Here, you drink this because I don't like it.
You throw this down. So it's definitely tea flavored. And it has 30 milligrams of caffeine. So You're not going to stay up anyway. Yeah, I don't know.
So we're gonna have a longer chat afterwards.
And then since we're doing both, the second one from Alex is going to be Bourbon County brand stout from Goose Island, 2022. These are always good. They're expensive, hard to find sometimes, I think, and they're heavy. I don't even know what the percentage is here, but around yours, the 11 and a half.
Yeah, the one I'm finishing is a Finnegan's Dead Irish Poet Coffee Stout. So mine has coffee as well. It's a Caribou Coffee one.
That's
dark,
cool.
Yeah,
I
actually, this one's really tasty. I like how this one. I love dark.
So yours has caffeine in it as well.
Yeah, but I have to take stuff to go to bed anyways. Otherwise, my brain goes crazy. Fair. So. Okay, so episode 259, we got lots of stuff. FAV5 Commanders. I remember I don't even have a button for this. I thought we had FAV5 Commanders. We know what the problem that kind of sucks is we no longer have we'll have that one button that I made, the random, but we don't have the Commander 99 or Muff Garbage anymore. Like we replaced that with this. Remember? Like I looked at it the last time I made that thumbnail was last spring.
So. I totally thought you were going to hit a button when you said we replaced it with this.
Oh,
I was like, which one?
Wait. Replaced with this. No, it's just we replaced it with this FAV5 and then doing the top 10.
Yep, you're right.
Because what was it, like 4 weeks in a row we'd have like set review stuff, and it just was like okay.
It was long.
And then how Wizards has been doing it, then the next set was coming out, so it was just like set review, just kept doing it over and over again, and then Secret Lair would be in there, and fun stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so
I mean, we could still use it for this, maybe. I mean, whatever. You're the producer.
Do I even have that?
I got a
button there.
I got a deep V right now.
You got a deep V? Oh,
deep V. The buttons were undone.
Too sexy.
Right. That's what that is.
I do have
Muff Garbage.
But I don't know if I have the whole. No, I got rid of the whole thing because I took it over with Secret Lair.
Okay.
It's a secret.
I love that button.
It's a good button.
Yeah, it's a good button. All right. Should we just get to things here? I mean, we can get things started. Was there anything that
we definitely just bullshitted for 10 minutes on like nothing?
Oh, I do want to make an announcement that we are going to be doing battle boxes on Wednesday. I do have a thing for that. Let me get to our
Wednesday night, and that's going to be 9:30ish.
Yeah. So we each got
a looser time because Adam's busy.
We got set boosters of the Phyrexia. So we will open these and we'll do battle boxes. hopefully I fare better than I did last time, where
Hopefully.
you whooped my ass.
I still want to win, but I want you to do better as well.
I don't want to be like, it was bad.
That was brutal.
The value of that was terrible.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to say there. So let's get into our tag stuff. I guess we'll get started on the episode. Actually start a little bit early here. So you guys can become a patron. We have returning patrons and stuff, so I don't know if we'll do the shout outs because we've done a couple of those, but I do want to do a shout out because this month Ryan Weber, good old Ryan, he hit golden Garukdong level.
What is that?
He's over $500 in donations.
Holy
lifetime
shit.
So he gets this sweet play mat where it says kill the Commander Smiths for reaching that level. There's only like 5 people that are at that level. There's a lot of people that are close to it. But when you get into $500 or more in donations with Patreon and with donating here, oh, there you go. So look at Lowery, kill the Commander Smiths. That is the only way you can get the kill the Commander Smiths playmat, is becoming a lifetime $500 patron, or not just patron.
And we're not saying donate a ton of money all at once, because
No.
clearly that's not.
Ryan,
just stick around for a while.
Right,
Ryan's been with us for a long time.
Yeah, and he brought Quinn with him. Quinn's in the Discord now. He came to SmithCon last year, and we got some games in and all that stuff. So Ryan really is great on supporting us and everything else. Everybody's really great on supporting. But thank you, Ryan. You're making the Golden Dong level. You'll be getting that sweet ass playmat. But $1 gets you. Oh, that's a good idea. Dong, that like a sounder.
Okay. We have a new button.
Yeah, I gotta write it down. Dong button. If I get too drunk, sometimes I look at it the next day when we write stuff down in our post podcast stuff. We're like, hey, we should do this and that and this, and then I look back at it and I'm like, what the fuck were we talking about? Like sometimes I'm like, should I text Lowery and ask him? But then eventually I figure it out. But
I mean, we can chat about that too, but we do not do custom proxies. You can give ideas,
yes,
or ask for stuff. Like Adam has a long list of stuff.
Yeah, and
so
generally when people are giving the suggestions, I tend to try to use those as soon as possible. Like that's what I've been doing lately. But it also has to be a card that I have, because that was just kind of the rules that I always was doing. So if I don't have it, go ahead and buy it for me, and then we're all set. So that works. So especially if it's like a $300 card, then thank you. That's another way you can support the Commander
That'll get you
Smiths.
into the Golden Dong level
real quick. Yeah, you'll just get upgraded instantly. My fucking mic just keeps dropping. It's like this black. Oh, I was gonna say black dog. That sounds really bad. Okay, I apologize.
Don't do that here. Do that on your own time.
Right. You can become a patron by donating $1 or more. That gets you into the Discord, gets you chatting with us. It gets you so you can play some games. That supports us. That's the financial way to support the show. $5 or more gets you proxies each month if you so choose. The higher you move on those tiers, you can get foil proxies as well. The other financial way to support the show is jump on these live streams. Anytime we're live, you can jump on there and donate. If you just want to donate, you can do that there, or you can donate and make us do things. Like right now.
Son of a bitch.
What?
This T1, this is non-alcoholic. Motherfucker. It's just a fucking tea.
You're just drinking tea. What kind of shit is that?
What are you doing to me, Hockey?
He's making it so you're going to lose at Stump the Smith Savant is what he's doing. He's sabotaging.
I started early.
You should just throw it. Fuck this. It's not
if I didn't have magic cards all over the place, it crossed my mind.
But you guys, if you donate on these live streams, you can do that. You can make us do things. Like I said, right now, if you donate $15, it makes us both take a Malort shot. $10 is just a regular shot. We max out at 3 per episode, just so we're not like last week. By the end, we're just hammered. But that is another way that you're supporting it. It's having fun while doing it. So that's awesome. Or you can make us do beans, jelly beans, flick the bean, all that stuff. But anytime we're live, that option is always there. Let's see, anything else from Discord wise? Oh, I should probably get on our YouTube. So the free way to support the show is to check us out on YouTube, subscribe, because right now we have the 1,000 what is it? 1,000 subs 1K giveaway. And
Right.
currently we have a shit ton unlocked. So we have the foreign cards are unlocked. We have the what do we got there? Misprints are unlocked. We have the play mats. So you got 4 play mats here. You got autograph cards. So you have 4 or 3 different cards that are autographed. And you have the Smith swag unlocked. Still to be unlocked is the damage cards. As you can see, it's not necessarily damaged. Some of these are just like heavily or lightly played or played. But look at that. You got a Lake of the Dead that's there. You got a couple foil things there. Batterskull included. Necropotence, that was my bad for that. I cut the pack open and cut Necropotence from the 30th anniversary kit. Stupid. So that's the next thing to open at 400 entries, which is all you have to do is go on that video, which is in the link below. Anywhere you're listening to this, watching this, you just got to click the link down below and then just do a comment. Once we hit 400, which we're about halfway there from the 300 spot, this will be unlocked. And then next is, after that is Street Fighter, the Street Fighter Secret Lair.
Nice.
And we'll be giving away that whole thing to one person. All of these are just to one person. So what each drawing is separate. Not one person gets all of this. We're going to do a drawing for each one.
Right.
But the thing that you should definitely be entering is 30th anniversary. All you have to do in the comments is put in 30th. And then we're giving away the whole 30th anniversary kit unopened once we hit 1K. This is for sure we're going to give away. The other 2 still need to be unlocked before we hit the 1K. Okay. So
right.
that is the giveaway we got going on. We also have some donations. Renshai donated that the Street Fighter one. Josh D donated. We're going to be getting a box of something for the patrons that are $5 or more. So just a hint for those of you that are patrons or aren't patrons yet, try to get over that $5 level if you want to try to win some more stuff, because we're going to give away parts of the Secret Lair countdown kit and whatever we decide with Josh's donation. So there's a lot to become a patron, because you get a lot of the perks of the giveaway. So I think that's it for that giveaway. So, we have tons of videos. So if you subscribe, you get to see lots of stuff like Curated MTG. One of your Curades went fucking ape shit on TikTok last week. It just continues to go up. What is the one that you're going to have? Do you have one that's going out tomorrow? Do you know the one?
I do not.
Tomorrow?
No.
You don't know?
No.
Okay. What was the one that went crazy? Do you know that one? Or do you remember the one from the weekend? Ooh, this is a good beer.
The big one was Magus of the Candelabra. Did I talk about that last week though? No, I
you didn't.
Because I didn't know what I was going to do
Yeah.
last week either. Consistent pattern here. So Magus of the Candelabra, go check that out. It's a cool card. But it's 1 green, 1/1 for like a dude. And you can pay X, tap it, and then it untaps X target lands. So it's great for anywhere where you're able to like double your mana. So like a Bubbling Muck or a High Tide. Also works really, or Nikia doubles mana, and so you can like, doubling mana. So you create like 10 mana, and you can use 5 of that to untap those 5 land. So you have 5 left over and tap them again. So you get up to 15 mana instead of just the 10.
That's pretty crazy.
See how that kind of works?
Yeah.
And then also in like Magus Lucia Kane, that gets doubled because it's an X activated ability. So it would untap twice. It's a really cool card. I highly suggest using it more often. If you have like a Gaia's Cradle or a Shrine to Nykthos, because you can tap that for multiple mana and then just use one of that to untap it again and do it again. You know what I mean? So those kind of cards work really well with it.
Awesome. The big thing with the Curateds and any of the shorts that we put out is just to watch them and give them a like. If you comment, that's even better, but make sure you watch them and give them a like. So that helps them get bigger. It makes spread the word, spread the views of all that. It's all based on you guys watching it. So that's Curated MTG. We also, like I mentioned before, battle boxes this Wednesday 9:30. That's where we go back and forth. We already talked about that. So what card gets you hard? Let me get to that in a second. We also had Spotlight. Spotlight decks is where we're doing we're either building brewing decks, or like you did last week, which was, that's what I forgot to use the thumbnail for, but switcheroo. So you edited how many
6
decks?
Six decks really quick. It was a lot. Got it under 2 hours. and got a lot of good updates, got a lot of good chatter. But once they figured out I wasn't going to be drinking, most of them left. That's fine. Looking at you, Josh. Looking at you, Josh D. That's
Yeah, because then
I'm
you
just
say,
kidding.
"Can I buy you? Can I get you some shots?" And you're like, "I'm not drinking tonight." He's like, "Peace out." And I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he just disappeared. I didn't know where he went. And that's fine. That's fine.
So yes, switcheroo is a lot of times like editing the decks, doing the upgrades of new stuff that came out, and you got to update them every so often. That's one thing that I've had to learn since doing the cast is updating my decks a little bit more often. Then we have Discord Commander games, and then as you can see on the screen here, what card gets you hard. So this week, I guess I have my poll thing. It's this one.
Yeah, baby.
Poll. Poll. Yeah, that's a long button. Poll.
Why are you studying?
It's time to read the polls. It's part of the little bit that I took it from. Like somebody remixed it, and he remixed the hi ho part, and so then I tried to follow the stutter. I'm probably going to change that one because after listening to it later, I was like, I don't like this one either. If you guys have any suggestions for polls, poll songs, or stuff with polls, I guess we're going to get a lot of penis suggestions.
What's that Yin Yang Twins song about strippers? We could do that one.
Stripper poll? Yeah, I got it.
All
right, so we have Birds of Paradise. So the thing with what card gets you hard is it's one card. You're going through all the different, not all of them, but I pick out 2 to 3. So far, it's been 3 every time. Versions of a card, and you guys vote and decide what are the winners. Last week we did Birds of Paradise. I had the OG version, which I could have done the new Dominaria remastered old border foil one, and then I just didn't. I just went with the OG one. Then we have a promo one, which has the cool 5 symbols in the middle, and then the secret layer that was done by a kid, 8-year-old kid, where an artist actually took it.
Literally, there's not a joke
Yeah,
wise. It's
not like my proxies that look like it's done by a 5-year-old.
It's literally
an 8-year-old, and then an actual artist turned it into a piece of art. So, of these options, Larry, what would you have voted for? What do you think would have? First off, what would you vote for, and what do you think won? So I don't know if they could be the same.
I think I voted for the OG black border, like alpha beta. I can dig the old school art. But I'm guessing the promo with the 5 symbols won, and I'm gonna guess the secret layer got last.
You're right. The secret layer got last. Between the promo and the OG one, one got 42% and the other one got 41%. By 2 votes. 2 votes. The OG one got first.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
So, big thing with those. Again, that one's a short as well. I looked through the comments and I looked through everywhere that we put up for voting. You can vote on anywhere. So, did they say sex bots? What? Here come the sex bots.
Uh-oh.
Oh, because I said hard. No, there is no sex bot yet. Yeah. Okay, so that is that. I think, is there another one after this? Oh, Staple Versus. Get back here. No. All right, let me get on there. Whoopsies. I have to have like a little buffer to remember. All right,
as always,
here.
Work in progress.
Yes. That's
that is us.
All right.
5 years. We're better than we were. Let's just make a note of that. Hold on, give me a second. I need to write this down.
What? What are you writing down?
It was a good idea.
What? What's the good
I
idea?
can't tell you because I don't want to spoil it yet.
Oh, it's for Staple Versus?
No. It's like a tournament idea.
Oh, gotcha.
That stuff just kind of happens.
God, this freaking mic just keeps dropping. All right. Okay. So that's YouTube stuff. Subscribe. That's the biggest thing. Subscribe. We're almost to 1,000. We're 75 people away from last time I checked. By my guesstimations, we're going to hit that within the next month and a half, probably is what I'm thinking. So that get subscribed, because then you're only going to get a week warning, and then we just do the drawing and giveaway stuff. Right. So, but also you guys can check us out on Twitter. That's where we post everything that we do on YouTube. We don't really do a lot of chatting there unless you do chat with us, but it's Twitter. It's whatever. I don't know. Right. We promote it like this, and then we lose people that are following us. So just jump over to YouTube. That's the best thing, or become a patron. But then also you can direct message us there by shooting us direct message, or you can shoot us an email at commandersmiths at gmail.com, and that's where you can send the suggestions for this. It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Stump the Smith Savant.
I feel like I'm behind, which is problematic.
Black Horizon wrote, is this the first Stump without a Malort? No, we did have 2 weeks in a row where we didn't have Malort shots, but Lowery was drinking tea.
I was drinking tea. Well, I have caffeine in me. We'll see how that goes. I took a nap today, too.
I'm
fucking awake.
If you guys don't, normally this is our break spot for, all right, let's take our second Malort shot at this point. All right, so if you guys don't know how this game works, I'm going to read the flavor text of a card, and Lowery's going to try to guess the card by asking yes or no questions. Every yes, he'll hear this.
Hello, boobies.
Every no, he'll hear this.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
He will get up to 5 wrong guesses before he is considered stumped. He will get up to 3 clues. If he can get everything about the card, but can't get what the card name is, he will get the initials of the card. If he has a remainder clue, he'll get a bonus clue there. The card needs to be in at least 10,000 EDH rec decks. We have upped that requirement, but then we are giving away more often at this point. This week, our stumper is Travis. And our giveaway, hang on, I'm just writing what I gotta get this card up. Our giveaway is Embercleave here, so it is from the flip coin deck. Has the little fun planeswalker symbol in the corner there to show that it's that. I think that is it. And like I said, this is a round 17, week 2. At week 4, we add a card, so if we get there. So okay, all right, here we go. Let me read the flavor text. Make sure I'm on the right one first. All right, it is. All right, here we go. It is all in my grasp. Every pretty dream, every grand scheme, every soul, every fear. It all flows through me and from me. Memnarch. It is all in my grasp. Every pretty dream, every grand scheme, every soul, every fear. It all flows through me and from me. Memnarch. And as a reminder, the chat has been eliminated, so Lowery can't see it, so he can't see the Jackal that has already been guessed. But chat, you can definitely play along to see if... Yep, Jackal, yeah. Guess
Jackal. Oh. All right. I don't actually know who writes all that stuff. I just know Jackal and Lightning Bolt happen.
Yeah. So, but you guys can try to beat Lowery to the card, so I will let you guys know if you're on track or whatever.
I have an idea. Okay, so Memnarch is part of the Mirrodin crew.
Renshai says he already knows it, so he's okay. Yep.
He's laying low. I have an idea. Is this is this an artifact?
Hello, boobies.
Okay. Is this? Is this Mycosynth Lattice?
Wrong, wrong, wrong,
okay.
wrong.
All right. I'll take a clue, please.
All right. The art gives it away too much, so I'm doing my reverse of things. So I'm giving you the text first this week. The text features an optional replacement cost for all spells you cast. The text features an optional replacement cost for all spells you cast.
Oh. A replacement? My goodness. Okay, maybe I don't. So it's an artifact. Okay, we know that. But that doesn't help me because it's from Mirrodin block. So it's either Mirrodin, Darksteel, or
Black Horizon. You have the right set.
Fifth Dawn's the other one. Hold on. What's it called? What? Can you repeat that again?
The text features an optional replacement cost for all spells you cast.
Okay. And who said this? Thanos? He had like a glove, right? Is that what it was? All the 5?
No, it's Memnarch.
The 5 colors? Is that what it is?
It's Memnarch.
I know. Okay, no, I'm there. 3 mana?
Hello, boobies.
Now I just got to think of what the fuck it is. Okay, so you can pay Wooburg to cast a spell, essentially.
Hello, boobies.
The initials is FOS. Yep, Renshai, you got it.
Shit.
FOS.
FOS. Something of something. Glove, fist of suns. Fist of suns. There we go.
Hello,
Got
boobies.
You got it. Ew, good job. Dang it. That was hard. Like, because the art, I was going to say, features a glove that Thanos would use. Like, that's exactly what I was like, if I use that art, you're going to get it right away. So I was like, how do I
totally
be cryptic with this? Well, good job, Lowery. Travis, you can send us a signed copy of that $8 card. Just kidding. You can send a land if you like, Travis. I'd like to post your card up on the wall over here. And Lowery has his little, he doesn't really have, he has a wall.
I haven't used it in a while, but I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
But yeah, so that is week number 2. So next week, if Lowery does not get stumped, we'll add another card to the ante. Good job, Renshai, on getting it right away. I'm guessing
how many decks is this in?
It is in 13,000 EDH rec decks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you got Joda, which is now used quite a bit, the new Joda.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was actually by far the most used deck.
Really?
Like in 3,000.
Because I feel like I think this is like auto from Morophon. I think it just X-nays the casting cost.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that it's in the most decks. It's with Joda. It's just that's what Joda does. But I guess
right. It's just
the same thing. Yep, exactly. Yeah. Just in case Joda gets killed too many times. All right, you guys can send your suggestions. I forgot to always mention that. Send your suggestions to our email at commandersmiths@gmail.com if you have any entries. Or if you're part of the Discord, you can shoot me a direct message. Don't tweet us because Lowery might see that.
I'll see it.
Yeah, it just pops up as a notification. All right. Okay. So where's I gotta find our segment button. Oh, no name. Here we go.
I don't want relationship. I just want bang bang bang.
Shit, that's my job.
Segment name.
I just want bang bang bang.
Remember, it's a segment name.
I forgot.
Segment name.
You're right. Did you splice in? Hey there, AJ.
FAV5 Commander cards. From, yeah. All right. How do you want to do this? Do you want to go first? Me go first? You go first?
I mean, I can. I'm in no particular order. I guess I want to talk about the one that I like the most, so you don't steal it. How about that?
Damn it.
Does that make sense?
Yep, go ahead.
And then you go back and forth. I don't think this is the one that you would put as your number one or most want to talk about. My elbows really giving me problems. All right. I'm going to go with Unctus Grand Metatech.
How the hell do you spell it?
UNCTUS. Unctus. Give me a second.
One,
There we go.
Can't even
That's
read.
me.
UNC what? T?
UNCTUS, comma, and that should pop up. Unctus. So this is not on your list at all.
No.
Huh. Okay. Yeah,
well, because I was trying to stay away from monocolor stuff, and it's monocolor.
Oh. But this is the one that I'm most interested in. Probably more in my 99. But I don't think I'm building anything from this set either. But this is probably the one that interests me the most. So it's 1 blue, 2/4 Phyrexian Vildalkin. Other blue creatures you control have, when this creature becomes tapped, draw a card, then discard a card. And then other artifact creatures you control get +1/+1. And then you can turn creatures into blue artifact creatures for a Phyrexian blue. This is going in my Tokasia deck because I'm tapping creatures to surveil, and then I'd get to also draw and discard a card. It just speeds everything up quite a bit. I'll probably put this also in Rafine because whenever I attack, I'm conniving, which is drawing, discarding, and whenever those blue creatures tap, draw a discard off that trigger. Just speeds that up as well.
The nice thing is it's not a like their ability is tapping to do that. It's
Right.
that's kind of sweet because it's just if your creature's already doing something, or if you're an attacking deck, you get this little bonus on top of it, which is pretty damn sweet.
Yeah. And so this would be like, if I didn't have Tocasia, I'd build this because I'd make it be a blue creature activated ability for tapping, have that ability happen along with the draw discard, and or have like aggressive creatures. I just think it'd be really, really cool. So that's where I'm at with that. That's probably my favorite out of the set.
This. And you had mentioned that, and we could talk about it a little bit later, but you're not as excited for building like this is one you're taking a set off from building a commander.
Right. I think there's a lot. I really like the set, and I like a lot of it for decks. Like there's a lot of 99 cards for me, but nothing that really makes me want to play.
Yep.
Or build.
All right. So I'm working from 5 down to 1. So my first one, I have a couple that are from the commander decks.
Why don't you start from 1? You don't want me to steal your shit. Oh, I forgot to actually look at those. No, I did, but okay.
So my number 5, because there's a part to this why I don't want this as my number 1, but I think it's kind of a cool idea, but it's Ixhel, Scion of Atraxa. So it's 1 white, black, green for a Phyrexian Angel, 2/5 flying, vigilance, and toxic 2. And it has corrupted. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent who has 3 or more poison counters exiles the top card of their library face down. You may look at it and play those cards for as long as they remain exiled. You may spend mana as though or any color to cast those spells. So it's play, which is nice because if you hit a land on the top, you can play their land as well.
Yeah.
Beginning of your end step, though. Let me just rereading this. Poison, you may look and play the exiles for main exile. Okay. So you don't have to do it that turn, obviously, because if you hit permanence, you're going to be doing it your next turn. I don't want to build a poison deck, and this wouldn't be like necessarily a poison deck. It has the right colors for it to work a little bit. You got some added stuff in there, but it's like you get the benefit of using people's cards. I like that, but that's dangerous. And this just seems like a big target. This is why it's number 5. Like, I think it's interesting. There, like you said, or we were just talking about, is there isn't a lot of commanders in this where it's like, oh, I need to build this. Oh, I need to build this. I had 6 of them I wrote down, and normally I have a lot bigger list. And there's a lot of legendary creatures, but there's a lot of mono legendary creatures in this. This just seems different, interesting. It doesn't feel like a poison deck. It feels like more of a card advantage with poison splashed in it is how I would think I would build it.
Do you think this ends up being like a bad centriplets deck?
Yeah, because then
where you're kind of stealing everybody's kind of stuff, but it's also poison. So like, I feel like whatever you're taking is not going to mesh well with your deck.
Right.
But also maybe it's like, it's kind of a poison deck, but then you're just really playing other people's cards.
Right.
So
I guess what I would do, because you got white, black, and green, so you got the protection from white. I think what how I'd probably build this is more of a pumping her instead of making other infect stuff, because you do have the vigilance and flying, so she is also a blocker. So I might pump her and protect her. So I'm hitting a player instead of just, because if you hit with just her power in 2 turns, you'll get a benefit from 1 player. If I can pump her just 1, then each turn I hit a player, I get 2 cards. You get a card advantage from that. So I think that's maybe the route I would go.
What are you doing?
Well, because the
toxic doesn't change.
No. Oh, that's right. Okay. You're right.
Yeah.
So it would have to be a little bit infect if I wanted to, or it's just 2 times or more toxic stuff. So I don't know.
Double strike. Double strike would work.
That would work too.
Like hitting them twice.
But then you're normally looking at a red color, and that isn't necessarily
white has plenty of double strike stuff.
Or the equipment stuff. So it's my number 5. My number my other one would have been more of it's the proliferate one, which might be on your list, so we'll see here. But yeah, that's my number 5. It's not one I'm gonna build. So what is your number 4?
Good question.
Hey, can I say one last thing with it? This can be a poison deck without having the feeling of a poison deck right off the bat, you know?
I can agree with that.
So if you're wanting to test out poison and not become like, oh, you're playing an Atraxa poison deck, we need to kill you, or you're playing Skitherix, we need to kill you. This can be it's just toxic too. You're not going to die. It's going to take me 5 turns to kill one person. Right. And you could really mask it to maybe make it an undercover poison deck. I don't know. So that's the other thing. Okay. You're not number 4, but your next choice.
Yeah, this one I'll pick. Since you're not going monocolored, I will go with my last monocolored card.
Okay.
Vran, Vraan, comma, Executioner Thane. 1 in a black, 2/2 Phyrexian vampire. Whenever one or more other creatures you control die, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. This ability triggers only once each turn.
I like this card so much in the 99 stuff for many of my decks.
Right.
Love this card.
I think it's a great 99 card. I think the build around potential could be really nice, like a lot of sacrificing type cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just able to choose when you're doing it. Or you're having, you know, a lot of sacrifice outlets with value creatures. The thing is like, I would put this in Muldrotha potentially as a slow drain life thing, because I'm always sacrificing creatures and stuff like that. Like, I think it's a really cool card. It's cheap.
Yeah,
it's very cheap for that effect. So I'm down with it. If you can have that happen once per turn, every time around, everybody's losing 8 and you're gaining 8. Like that seems solid.
Yeah,
with some benefits there.
It's a fixed, you know. So you're not going crazy, sacrificing all your creatures and killing somebody 10 life or more than that. So yeah, if you're able to do it on other people's turn, I think this is a really good for 2. That's really good. 2 and 2 life instead of normally it's the 1 and 1 life stuff. Yeah, I like this card a lot. Very good.
What you got? At your number? It's number 4.
Number 4. It is Jor. Let's see if I can get him up before I start talking about him. Jor. Okay. Jor-Kadeen, first Gold Warden. This is for a red and a white. Surprise, red! It's a human rebel, 2/2, and has trample. And whenever this attacks, it gets X+X until end of turn, where X is the number of equipped creatures you control. When his power is greater than 4 or greater, you draw a card. So originally I'd be like, oh, you already have Akiri. But Akiri, if you remember, I trashed the equipment part of Akiri and made that a treasure deck. I don't have an equipment deck. This could be that fit. And it's only 2. You can put it on, pump him. If you just wanted to pump him 2, you're already getting the draw once you're attacking with him. But this could be a multiple creature equipment deck, because then you can get the bonuses from the X+X with how many different creatures get it. I think this could be fun. Again, this is number 4. The next one is 3, 2, and 1 are ones that I'm very tempted to build. This would be good for a different kind of equipment deck, because you could build it either Voltron or build it going wide with creatures that get the equipment on it, and it's giving you that draw advantage once his power is greater than 4. The trample is kind of nice for the Voltron part.
Yeah, and this card was actually on my list as well. I like it because I plan on having it try and go into the 99 of Ishin, because it's an attack trigger. Whenever it attacks, gets +X+X. There's not a lot of equipment in there, but also just that potential to draw a card is pretty nice in a red white or Mardu style deck. So it at least there might be too many conditions that I'm not meeting in that deck, but I think it has potential, and I do think it has build around. Like if you there's Togo from the first Commander Legends, where it's like landfall, create an equipment, and then it's like equip 1 with a rock, and you can just equip all of your creatures.
Yeah. Well,
that feels like Jor-Kadeen deck right there.
Well, you got that the blood axe thingy that makes a token copy of it if you with
Yeah.
that creature.
Yep.
You just keep making more and more tokens of that. Yeah, I think it could be a lot of fun. So this was on your list too for your FAV5?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was on my list as well.
Okay.
So
what is your next one? Maybe you steal one from me.
maybe.
Black
Probably not,
Horizon
though.
made a good point. Living weapons would be kind of fun with that because you'd have a creature that the weapon comes in and it's already on a creature.
Auto on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they've done a little bit more with that as well. Not necessarily a living weapon, but like Keldenheim had those, like, didn't they? They had equipment that came into play, and if you paid a little bit more, you created like a giant or whatever was going on.
Well, and let me point out one more thing with it is those creatures that are equipped don't need to be attacking. This needs to be attacking for its trigger to happen. So you could have a creature come in that, a living weapon, another living weapon. They have summoning sickness. It doesn't need to be attacking. You would still get +2/+2 because you have two creatures that have.
And this it doesn't have to be a Voltron deck either.
Yeah.
Because those creatures can just sit back, like you're saying, and you just swing in with this guy, always able to block, potentially drawing a card.
And it counts himself because it doesn't say other creatures. So if you put an equipment on him, he gets the 1+1 for that as well.
And so, like, how big can he reasonably get? Like, I think if you're expecting something in the 4 to 6,
yeah, I think
in
that's where
that
I put it.
mid to late game,
I was thinking 5, so that's exactly where. Yep.
I think that's a reasonable expectation. Like, thinking that you're going to be able to get like +10/+10 probably isn't going to happen. But
magical.
But also
Christmas.
those equipment. Yeah, once those equipment, if they go away, Jor-Kadeen can come back into play, and you can start equipping them and stuff like that. Like, he still gets that pump. So I think it's a really cool card for as cheap as it is.
Yeah, 2.
It's definitely worth getting 1 or 2.
Yep. All right. What is yours? Your next one you want to talk about?
Melira, Melira.
Wait, say and what is it?
Melira, Melira or Millera? No, it's Melira.
Not mellow. IRA.
The Living Cure. Yep. Green, white, 3/3 human scout. If you would get 1 or more poison counters, instead you get 1 poison counter, and you can't get additional poison counters this turn.
Are you just worried about everybody poisoning the shit out of you right now?
No, that's not even the cool part. But yes, it kind of is true. But the cool part that I like: exile Melira, choose another target creature or artifact. When it's put into a graveyard this turn, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. So again, this is a 99 card for me.
It's like protection, but then you could also use it for ETB stuff as well with it.
Yeah. Yep. So this would have been in my Renee deck if I still had it. I just took it apart in the last week or two. This will probably make it into Jedidojan and Legendary Tribal. It's a legend. It can bring back legends. It protects Jedit. It's something that can protect your commander as well. Like if it has some type of ETB or really important to your strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like you're saying, there is going to be a lot of poison going around. So I see this just being a nice random hate card that has an actual like benefit.
Mm-hmm.
So I like this a lot. There's another version of I don't remember the name off the top of my head right now.
I know what it is. I just
2/2.
don't know the name.
Yeah, but you're able to sacrifice it, and then it brings that creature back when it dies, but that card isn't exiled. So you can kind of do some degenerate loops with it, whereas this exile is much more fair.
Unless it's your commander, then you just put it in the command zone.
True.
What are you going to build around it is the question.
Right. So it's not really a build around for me, but it's a really cool 99.
I wrote 2 number 2s. I don't remember which one's my actual number 2. My number 3.
Number 2.
I don't remember which one I have for number 3. I think I'll do this one. All right. My next one is Ovika. I think is how you say it.
Question mark?
Ovika Enigma Goliath. There's a lot to come out, man. It's 7.
Yeah, that was my
that's
problem.
the problem with it. It's 5 and a blue and a red. It's a Phyrexia Nightmare. Flying Ward 3. Why is it pay
Yeah.
3 life? Whenever you cast a
What?
what?
Sorry,
Oh.
you blurred up on me.
Oh, I
didn't hear
said
you.
ward is 3, pay 3 life. And then it says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create X11 red Phyrexian goblin creature tokens where X is the mana value of that spell. They gain haste until end of turn. So it's a 6/6. If you can get it out for 7, this is a freaking sweet spell slinger commander, but it is 7. So
Yes.
that's the hard part about this, but I could see this maybe. I have my Niv Mizzet deck, so maybe this could take the spot of Niv Mizzet, but Niv Mizzet is 6. Is it 6? 3 red, 3 blue, I
Yeah.
believe is what it is.
Yep.
This feels easier to cast because it's not the 3 and the 3. But then once you cast it, you can just kind of go meat force with it and go crazy with the tokens and all that stuff. And you're just casting non-creature spells, getting 1/1 Phyrexian goblin creature tokens. They're not flying, so
Yeah.
you don't have the evasiveness, but they get haste and all that. So, and it has a little bit of protection, the ward on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at with that one.
I agree. This is one that might be 99 for me in Hinata.
Mhm.
And so Hinata casts those X spells basically for free, but it would recognize the CMC of whatever X is, and then it'd create a huge army. And so to me, that 7 is probably worth it in there versus like some of the cheaper versions of that. So there's a couple of 5 mana cards that would give me a large creature versus that many creatures sideways.
Yeah.
So I'd probably rather have the army rather than huge creatures.
Yeah.
Black
Horizon said it reminds him of a Phyrexian version of Locust God. Yeah, it kind of does. Locust God with the drawing. And
I can
getting
see
the
that.
ones.
Yeah. I like this a lot other than the 7.
Yeah.
And maybe 7 just kind of scares me.
I think if it would have been 6, like that 5 really is the thing that's like, ugh, okay.
Yeah. So if you made the 6 and maybe a little bit more vulnerable at that ward spot, so maybe like 2 and 2 life,
Yeah.
like that,
So
and
wait,
maybe a little bit less power and toughness.
so its
but
ward
I like it.
is you got to pay the 3 and the 3 life. Yeah,
3
that's,
mana and 3 life
that's
extra.
That's a lot of ward to
target
that.
it.
That's kind of crazy.
Well,
It's a
they don't
lot of
want
ward.
they don't want you to drop a 7 mana
And
commander
then get
to
it
just
killed.
get wham.
Yeah.
Right. They want a
Yeah.
little bit of protection there. So
Yeah.
because later game
Oh.
you have that extra 3 mana open.
Anthony puts out there Super Friends maybe because it's a non-creature spell. You could do it, but it's really like a red blue Super Friends.
Come on, how many Sarkans are you going to run in a red deck here?
Or your favorite Jaya, she's amazing. Flick off the camera.
That's Jaya.
What did I say?
I like it.
Oh, are you saying
What?
you were flicking off Jaya is what you were doing?
Yeah. Not you. It's
It's
not worth it.
All right, what is
Just
your number 2 commander?
This is my
that you-
last one.
Oh,
This is my
okay.
last
Oh yeah, because we had a layover.
You stole mine.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if I'm stealing yours here. Kethic Crucible Goliath.
No, how do you spell it?
Kethek.
Man, and
Heck.
you don't have like the one I crossed off. I thought you might. The Azuri one
Mhm.
was the one that has the proliferate whenever you proliferate draw.
No, that one. I don't like that one.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I put it on my
Okay.
list.
So Kethic Crucible Goliath is 2 and a black and a red. It's a Phyrexian beast 4/4. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-legendary creature card with lesser mana value. Put it on the battlefield, then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
Yeah. I liked this one, but it felt like my Braids deck a little bit because it's like sacrificing and all that stuff. But I like this because then you're
Right.
getting more ETB
Here's the thing.
stuff.
I kind of thought about this a little bit, but then over in the Exile Discord, they brought up like stealing other people's creatures, like Act of Treason style deck.
Okay.
And
then you sacrifice
and
their
so you
stuff?
steal other people's stuff, sacrifice their stuff, and still get one creature from your deck. And I was like, this is the one that I'd probably most likely build around or actually build.
Yeah, that would be kind of
but
fun because then you don't have any legendary creatures in your deck and you just build on stealing stuff and then getting the other guys from your deck into play.
Right. So, and you can have, you're going to have your other creatures anyway, but I feel like it'd be really nice and cool. But I don't know, again, it's probably still really slow. I had a deck similar to that idea, but it was just a little bit more work. It was from Cons, maybe Fate Reforged, but it's like green and then like red, blue, colorless, steal a creature with less power than that commander. And then so you're able, the stealing is on the commander, and then you had to find sack outlets to get rid of people's creatures. And if I'm in a stealing deck, I want to sacrifice their stuff.
Yeah, this has it built in on your commander, which is really
right.
nice.
And so this one I like because it kind of turns that idea. Instead of the commander stealing or being a part of that, this is a sacrifice deck. But really, you can steal their stuff within it. But if you're not stealing their stuff, your deck just isn't done.
This spells out Lowery as the enemy. Like anytime you steal shit from people, like
people fucking hate it.
They hate
yes,
it.
I agree. They don't like it.
That's why my that poison one was my number 5, because that one it's like a send triplets where you're stealing people's shit. So yeah, I like it though. I think this would have made my list if I hadn't built braids. It's not exactly like braids at all, but sacrificing and stuff at the end step. I already built the deck that's similar to doing that,
And going philosophy wise, because we're only at about an hour rather than an hour and a half at this point, but you don't want decks to feel the same because number one, it can get boring for you, but also it's going to get boring for your opponents if you're
it's the same deck,
play
but
group.
Exactly.
It's different, but the same.
Yeah.
And so I agree. I agree with your analysis. Like you built braids. Braids is really fun to play against. It's kind of like a race because it does feel like an arch enemy. It's cheap. It's card advantage for you. I like braids more than this. So I wouldn't be like, oh, you should get rid of braids and play this, other than I'm sabotaging you if I said that. But I think this is kind of like a cool, different way of doing the sack outlet. So I don't have that kind of deck right now, but I'm not going to build this either. I think I'm good for a little bit. I'd like to, we'll see. I got a couple of other ones that are on the burners, and maybe I work a little bit harder at that. I've been getting my Shadowborn Apostle in. I have like 27 or 28 at this point. I'm like,
jeez.
I can maybe start building that now.
All right. That'd be a sweet deck. Yeah.
So I don't know what the commander is, but I like this. What's your last one?
Well, I have 2, remember? Because I stole one from you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I have 2. Speaking of similar colors and decks and all that stuff, I got this guy, another red and white deck. This one seems fun though.
Okay.
Oh shit. Naali? Sun's Vanguard? Naali? Did I nail it?
Sun's Vanguard.
Did I nail it? Sorry. This is 11%.
I'll hold back. I was gonna hit the you can't read button, but then that was a good joke. So
thank you.
I appreciate that.
2, a red and a white. I love that combination for some odd reason. It is a human rebel. Attacking tokens you have double strike. Sweet. Whenever one or more tokens you control attack a player, exile a top card of your library. During any turn you attack with a token, you may play that card. Again, it's not a cast, it's you may play. So lands are included. Okay, hear me out. This seems fun I haven't built a like token go wide. Like I was like, oh, is this like Duke? But Duke is more you pick your creature, you myriad attack everybody, they go away, whatever. This is like using that enchantment where you get the soldiers, the mustard tokens, and then and then assemble the legion. Assemble the legion, and you just get all these tokens out. You attack you get that card advantage. It's one or more, but you attack different players. One or more exile the top card. So you attack 3 players, you get 3 card advantage. They get double strike. Like, don't forget that. The tokens have double strike.
Right.
And white has a lot of those enchantments where it's tokens, you can give them vigilance, or tokens get this and tokens get that. Or you could do it as a goblin deck. You can have goblin tokens in this because it's just, you don't need to go crazy with big, scary tokens.
And what Jacuzzi was saying in the Discord was it is not associated with nailing. It's on the card. So if your commander's not, if Sun's Vanguard isn't in play, you can still cast those cards.
Yeah.
Play those cards.
Oh, yeah.
So that I think is a huge bonus.
Paul says it goes well with Urbrask. He's such a little troll.
Urbrask goes, brrr. No, it doesn't. Do you know why? Because it lost in Staple Versus. Nobody likes the card. It was like a 90% landslide on my side.
Don't do Trump. Don't do Trump.
It was a giant win.
It was huge.
It was fantastic.
It was huge. It was probably the best voting of all time.
All right.
It was the best poll I've ever seen. It was a great, magnificent poll. It glistened. It was amazing.
I mean, I love polls. That was a dick joke.
My hands are huge. All right. So, okay. All right. Let me get, so yeah, that's, I think this one would be fun. This one I can actually see building because I haven't built a token wide deck.
Oh, that's a really good point.
What?
Who's Pori? I haven't seen Pori before. Who's the full name?
That one's it's Porygonal.
I haven't seen that before, but nice point out. This is awesome in 99-ish, and at least my version, which is tokens. And then like I said, I've been looking for that card advantage, and I was thinking Jor-Kadeen, but this for sure. I'm able to just go 1, 2, 3 off the top, start casting more spells. I like it.
There you go. All right. And my number 1 is one that I've actually currently been building. You know where this one's going. It's Uratet. I just have to get them, hopefully, in our set boosters. Come on, pull up. So it's Uratet, Remnant of Memnarch. It is a mirror deck. So it's our mirror commander. I think this one's actually kind of fun. I don't necessarily like going tribal per se all the time or whatever, but I have a few tribal decks, but this one seems like you can do some different angles to it. And it's a 5-color commander, which I haven't built since Dragon, Scion of the Dragon.
It's a while.
It's been like
it's a long
10
while.
Years. It's like something ridiculous.
But let's point out it still has red in the deck. So you're still not off the red bandwagon.
Touche. So it's 3 colors, 2/2 mirror. You can only get this in the set boosters and collector boosters. It is not in the commander decks, even though it has the commander symbol. That is just what they have been doing. It's just like Go Shintai. And so anyways, so it's a mirror 2/2. Whenever you cast a mirror spell, create a 1/1 colorless mirror artifact creature token. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, untap each mirror you control. You can tap Wooburg, which is white, blue, black, red, green. Tap it. Put 3 counters on each mirror you control. Activate this ability only during your turn. So there is, like the last commander I was talking about, this could be the other option of going wide with lots of tokens, which is probably the best idea. Yeah. But with 5 colors, you have so many options that you can use with being able to untap them and use their abilities. It also taps itself because it says beginning to untap each mirror you control. This is a mirror. So if you're using all the mirrors that create mana, you tap 5, give them all 3 1/1 counters, including this one, and then it untaps itself. All those also untap. So in that one turn, you could potentially give all your mirrors 6+6. This seems like it could be a lot of fun. There's a lot of different directions. I like when there's a commander and it's not like, here's the blueprint, you have to go this way with it. This seems like, yes, you're going to have your mirrors, but you can use them for other things. You don't just need to, there's lots of things where it's tapping artifacts to deal damage or tapping artifacts to do this. That might be the route I go with this. That's what I've been kind of pulling together. Not necessarily making it an attack deck, but I could make it an attack deck. It depends. If I build the other one that I just talked about for number 2, then I won't go that route with this. That'll just have using the mirrors for a different way, you know? So I think this will be a lot of fun. Go ahead.
One because I think Jacuzzi again is building this. He pulled a full art foil of this in a pre-release kit. It was fucking gorgeous.
Hit it.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for you.
Oh, good for you.
And so
The one thing I have to say
I think
to Jacuzzi though is
I would just say build a better deck.
no, just kidding.
so here's one thing that I would advise, just thinking about it a little bit, is add in some vigilance to all your creatures, because then you can.
I got the
What the
side-
fuck is that?
I don't
Is
know
that
how
your
my
Google
side
going, read
no,
my news?
No, it's like if I go down to the cloudy. Oh, you don't see it on here, but on my left-hand
No, I can't.
corner, that's just like the news thing that's on the side of
Whatever,
these-
it's a conspiracy. Google's trying to push left-wing agenda down your throats. News. So
Fake news.
Just
It's
kidding.
funny that
Fake news.
they said fake news, and he's talking about what I was saying about build a better deck. He wasn't even talking about that stuff. It kind of worked together with when we were talking.
see
about
this. This is why we were a little bit late, because we were going off on the Chinese spy balloon. But
Yeah,
so vigilance will allow you to, it's like, okay, so you tap, put 3 1/1 counters on all your creatures, right? And then they all untap, and then you can attack. And mirrors don't have vigilance, so they will all tap, even though they're roughly 4/4s. But if you give them vigilance, and then you can attack, tap them, and have that all happen again, then they all get +6/+6.
Well,
and I think that's well worth it.
side note to that, that's part of the thing that's difficult with this is like so many cards work with this. Like Teysa gives your tokens vigilance and lifelink. So
Okay.
those 1/1s that you're getting that go out, you attack with them, they have vigilance, and then you tap, you know, or whatever. Well, you can't use those because they're making 1/1 mirrors.
So I
but
guess why is there enough mirror that you can focus in on the
just the mirror part.
the token part, not
There-
necessarily the mirror part, but the token part,
There is
where
a
you can rely
lot
on.
there's a lot of mirrors. I
Right, but they're
think when
bad.
I pull them all up of ones that I would actually use, I'm in the upper teens, lower 20 range. And that's not all just the mirror. Like if you're including like mirror incubator and like the ones that create more
Create
mirrors.
tokens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which you're not going to get the benefit. This is when you cast a mirror spell. So you're not getting the benefit by creating more mirror tokens. But there's enough to do stuff. I mean, you got all the mono-rock ones. There's the 5 colors plus the colorless one, plus the infect one, plus I think there's about 8 or 9 of them, and I have it sitting behind me. I should have actually held it, like brought it up here.
Tulane's a good idea. Jacuzzi's dug into this quite a bit. I like that a bit.
But that's the thing is, this is what's making it difficult is it's 5 colors. And so there's all these other commanders that you can use. Like Brutaclod could be freaking fantastic in this. And he's a mirror as well. He creates mirrors each turn. There's so many different angles. And so that's the hardest part for me. That's why I like having 2 colors. Cause then it's just like, these are the 2 you're working with. Find what you can for that and then deal with it. With 5, it's like the world is my oyster and I can do whatever I want. But then
You don't even like oysters.
I know they're
What?
disgusting. What is?
I guess that's a good point. All right.
So I can do whatever.
Okay, so this is one thing that we discussed, and this it's just kind of like, okay, when the world is your oyster type deck and you don't know where you want to go, always find that bit on your commander, at least in our style, of what you want to go into. You know what I mean? So we're talking about, like, is this a token deck? Is this a untapping deck? Is this a attacking +1/+1 counter deck? There's a couple of different ways that you can go about with this. Maybe this is a potential, like, bring creatures back to your deck and cast them over and over and over and somehow recycle them.
So you're getting more and more
Unlikely.
tokens but yeah.
But because it has to be a cast part. Like if this was able, like whenever a non-token mirror came into play, create a token, like that would be cool for a blink deck.
Right.
And so,
but there's the possibility of that. You can do, there's a lot of stuff for the, What is it? The ice rod one where player pays 1 or returns it to their hand. You can
baby.
pop it to their hand. You pop that back to your
What?
hand.
Sorry.
Cast it. You like using it. It's either a blue or a colorless.
Yeah.
It's like an ice rod. I don't know what the
But
hell.
it's
Or
I know what you're saying.
Erratic
I know what it
Portal.
is. I just don't know the name.
Erratic
Yeah.
Portal does a
Erratic
similar
Portal.
thing. So there's,
You only have like 2 cards. Like that's 2 cards makes not a theme.
right.
And some
I
other
haven't put
cards
those in
are-
yet, but I'm just trying to like brainstorm with the bringing back to your hand stuff.
Probably wouldn't go that route.
Yeah,
But Cloudstone Curio does not work with mirrors because it has to be a non-artifact. And that was one thing that I was thinking about, is just like Cloudstone Curio would be perfect other than it doesn't work with artifacts.
see, and Anthony's saying
And so-
extra combats would be kind of wild, and you can do that because it's every color.
Could be.
Yeah.
I think it ends up being a little bit of work, but I mean, it's untapping all the mirror
Yeah.
that you have before each combat. So I can dig it
Mm.
at the beginning of combat. So that definitely
So
works.
it would work. It's not the at the end of your main phase on your turn, so it's the beginning of combat. So yeah, it definitely would work. That's the hard part. Is maybe this is an episode we talk about at some point, is when you have a 5-color commander, how do you narrow it down? Oh fuck. Hang on. Don't forget, especially since I'm drinking 11% alcohol, I got to write this shit down for ideas.
Right.
5
No shots tonight though, so we're gonna be
color-
fine.
Yeah, but
No donation. I talked shit about Josh, and he
That's-
wasn't even here. So
he
I
left. He wasn't even on the
apologize.
Discord. You chased him away. And last week was
What?
Ibukaki, and he was. He said he was
Right.
sleeping
He's
on this.
napping. He's sleeping right now. Napping. It's fucking 10. It's 10 at night. That's sleep. And then Doji was like, it's gonna be a Malort filled night, and he's not even here. I haven't
No.
seen him either. Look
Son
at those guys.
of
Look at them
a
guys.
bitch.
That's fine. The fucking
But anyways, that was our
That's fine.
Fave 5.
okay, so I would say if I were to pull this, I would have built it, but you have claimed it, so I will avoid it.
Thank you.
And if I get it, I will.
If we go back
I'll
to the
sell it
old
to you
school
for
day?
$50. What?
If we go back to our old school days, remember we used to pee on our cards? We'd be like, I pee on this one, this
Right,
one's mine, as
right.
we were doing it. We didn't actually pee on it. Whoa, there goes all the.
Oh, flaming fist. That's, you got to go to the doctor for that. That's but yeah, peeing on commander. So that was Dominaria with those like twin minotaurs, and I don't know where Adam went. Okay.
Flame song and
Flame twin.
song speaker. Why? Yeah. The Minotaurs. That
And so the funny thing was is that I said it, and then we had a good joke of it, and then we ran with it for a while. And that one was you titled it which legend did we piss on or whatever. And that was our highest
yeah, because we
downloaded
had
episode
pee
for a really long time.
We had pee in the title, and so many pervs out there are like, what?
Right.
Magic and
Right.
peeing on cards? I want to hear this. We have talked about one of the drunken night after we got done with the cast about clickbait episode titles, and I still haven't gotten myself to do clickbait.
It's hard.
I just
It's
don't want
hard
to
to,
do it, like because I don't want.
There's a veil of honesty that
Yeah.
we try and do, and then when it comes to like clickbait, it's like, am I that big of a douche?
Yeah,
It's like, oh, that'd be funny. Like, and we debate. It's like, I'm like, it'd be funny,
yeah.
and then
That was when we were drunk.
I don't ever
and then
read
when
our
we were-
titles
when we were-
anyway, so it's not. Yeah.
Well, if you
it doesn't
remember what our
matter.
titles used to be, it used to be like a paragraph. Like now I've condensed it to what we are doing. Well, and also from the beginning, we used to have like 3 different segments because we didn't have Stump the Smith Savant. We didn't have staple verses. So we always
Right,
had like
right.
multiple
2
segments.
main
Yeah.
segments.
So now it's just the one main segment, makes it easier, whatever. But yeah, peeing on cards. Make everything a mirror, arcane adaptation, and do yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's some
and
cool
I
stuff.
didn't catch who brought up, but there are some other cool ones. There's like a Juggernaut commander that turns all your creatures into fucking juggernauts. That one's not for me. I just,
Because then you're just artifacts. You're only
yeah, I didn't.
that seems more niche than anything else.
I think there are people are really excited for it. Like it seems like a cool commander, and all for it. Go for it.
Juggernauts are bad. I'm sorry. Like they were good back in the day. Like, but you think about Juggernauts, they can't be blocked by walls. How often do you run into that? First off, you yelled at Jeremy.
If you're playing Jeremy.
Yep, you yelled at Jeremy yelled at Jeremy for playing walls in his deck. I mean, if you're not playing Arcades, you should not be playing walls. And then two, you have to attack every turn with those things. Like you don't have blockers, so it's more of a nostalgia thing, and they're just bad creatures. They're not. They're not good with this day and age with Magic.
But again, if it's something that entices you to do it, I wouldn't spend a ton of money on it.
I won't yuck your yum.
Right. Go have fun with it. See how it goes. But it's definitely casual.
I would just say build a better deck.
I wouldn't. Just have
Lowery,
fun
how
with it.
dare
That's what I'm
you
saying.
say that?
Yeah,
how dare
I
you
say that? I was being a cocky asshole when I said that.
Don't delete that.
I was
on
right,
the audio
but
version of this, please.
That's a good one.
People watching it can see your mouth wasn't moving, but the people listening are like, God, Lowery's a dick. I need to do that more often. Just like pull out dick quotes. Well, that sounds really bad. But when you're being
quotes, it's so smooth and
when
long, and there's just that one lump that might be cancer.
When you're being a dick, and just have it play it. Although you're the audio person now, so you can cut it out when you want.
I don't know how to cut anything out.
Cut it out. All right, let's get. We did our Smith thing. We're at an hour
Look
and
at
15, and we still have staple verses. All right, let me get this going. All right. One last thing, really quick.
Huh?
I think kind of the cool thing with Urtet is that right there, you had so many people talking about different ways of doing this. And that's what I like is it when a commander does that. And that's why this one appeals to me, because it isn't straightforward. This is the way you go.
It's not just a mirror deck.
Yeah. You can go.
I think that's the big thing.
Yep. All right.
So.
Let me pull this up. Yeah, he said it's so veiny. You're gross, Renshai.
Yeah, that's gross. You're gross, Renshai.
Stop it. Here we go.
Excuse me, I believe you have my stapler.
Fight!
Staple versus! I gotta figure out, this is like behind the curtain stuff, but there, when I transferred over to this, our chat stayed there. So I think I have the chats all connected. This is really behind the curtains. So now I got to get all the other chats connected so that we don't lose. Although it is fun when I don't like what people are saying when they're agreeing with you, and then I can delete it. That is a lot of fun. I haven't had to do that in a while, but we are in Staple Versus, so this is where that can come into play here. All right, so if you guys don't know how this works, we have two cards. Not necessarily staples, maybe staples. Normally we do very similar cards.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
mine's a staple. Maybe not yours.
So last 2 weeks ago, we had the Battle of the Elish Norns. We had new Elish Norn going against our Elish Norn mom, which for all of those, all of you guys that voted for the other Elish means you hate your moms, just so you know, and Lowery does too.
Mommy issues. There's nothing. Wait, I don't judge you.
And then we had the OG Elish Norn. Where do you think this ended up? What would you have voted for? We're doing the truth serum here. Where do you think this goes? Like, which one appeals to you more at this point? I mean, this one's just coming out, so you really haven't got to see how mom does. But you've seen, the OG.
I have. I think the Mother of Machines being at 5 mana should be the kicker. Like the power toughness is the same, and they both have vigilance, and just people. Their ETB is king. So like doubling your stuff is amazing, and getting rid of their stuff is crazy good. And so it being at 5, it could easily be at 7 as well.
Yeah. And
it'd be comparable at that point. So I think they just failed at the CMC part, but I think that should probably win.
So I agree with you. If like truth serum here, I played the original Elish Norn, and it's good when you're playing with token decks, but with how I play decks and decks that we build is a lot of ETB stuff and all that kind of stuff, stopping other people from doing it and doubling your stuff or whatever. I really like that. And so mine would have been the mom vote.
You don't have to hope if you're going against an ETB deck.
Yeah.
Everybody just has
Everybody-
ETB in
right.
their deck.
Right.
It doesn't you might not hit all the time, but it will always affect the game positively for you and negatively for your opponents. Maybe not all the time, but it will always be relevant.
More often than the +2, +2, -2, unless your deck is built around it. It feels like I feel like this could hit more than the other two. But here we go. Here's the voting. Discord. Poll. Poll. Okay, sorry. I just edited it. It was right there.
All right.
Discord was 50-50 on this. 50% voted
Okay.
for the OG, 50% voted for mom. Move on to Twitter. Twitter went 66% of the votes for mom. So it so far is going in the mom route. YouTube is our biggest hitter. This is the one that kind of has the biggest swing with everything and determines a lot of times who the winner is. And in this case, the OG gave it 55% of the votes. So the OG wins. Mom loses. You haters on your moms. You should be ashamed. Mother's Day is just around the corner.
Got you.
That's so far, Lowery. You have won both the paraders, the new ones. Did we do Shieldred already?
No, we
haven't done Shieldred yet. Okay. So you are 2-0 and I am 0-2. Now we move on to this week's battle, which is Battle of the Jin-Gitaxias.
Oh.
Oh, is that what, did you have Warnclex in your notes? Is that what's written down? What arguments? Can I see your arguments?
Yeah, my notes. That thing.
You mean like all these notes for Jin right here and there? I'm sorry. I should have. Blank. Okay, so Lowery, why don't you tell us what your card is?
All right, Jin-Gitaxias Core Augur is 8 and blue, 5/4.
It's
Has
10 mana.
flash.
Fuck. It's
Hey,
10.
hey, we're not starting yet. We're just reading.
Sorry.
Stay in your lane, sir. At the beginning of your end step, draw 7 cards. Each opponent's end step. No.
Each
What's it
opponent's
say?
maximum
I can't
hand
see.
size is reduced by 7. Forfeit
Yes,
because you can't
reduced by
read it.
7.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right. No.
Okay, let me go on to mine.
Yeah. What's yours?
The new Progress Tyrant is it's only 7 mana. It's 5 and 2, so it's
7?
it's
Ugh.
3 less than yours,
7's a lot.
and it has a bigger butt because of it. It's a 5/5, and it adds another creature type. It's a Phyrexian Praetor. Again, we're dealing with doubling and reducing doubling, so very similar to Elish, but hopefully there's different results here. It's whenever you cast an artifact, an instant, or a sorcery spell, copy that spell. You choose new targets for that copy. This triggers only once each turn, not just your turn.
Once.
Each turn.
Once.
Each turn.
Once.
So if you're making a copy of a permanent, you get to make a token copy of that. It is not like we talked about last week. It does not doubling season make a token copy of it, so you don't get 2 of those.
True.
And then that's good by itself, right? I mean, for 7, that's pretty decent. You're doubling your stuff.
No,
You're in blue.
I don't think so.
You're in blue, and you cast spells. You copy them. Hey, let's copy everything you're doing there, and it's on other people's turns as well. But you can also, whenever an opponent casts an artifact, instant, sorcery spell, counter that motherfucking spell. This ability triggers once each turn. Turn. So
once.
If they want to counter spell something of yours, they got to counter it twice. They got to have a counter spell and then a counter spell. This fucker stops it each turn. So just saying.
I think Flash is King is a great quote by Anth. I'm assuming Anthony.
If you have 10 sitting open, most likely it's not just 10. You probably have 11. Most people think you have a Cyclonic Rift, so you're already a target just in that aspect right there.
Right. Here's the thing is like,
Here's the thing. You're saying that it's awesome for everybody to counter their, like, have their spells counter. You know how much we love
once per
counters?
turn.
Counters are probably like the best thing in Magic. It is the best
sucks.
removal
Right.
in Magic. And
Right.
you're countering their shit without even doing anything. 3 turns
And
earlier.
so the thing that that's a good point as well. Jin-Gitaxias Core Augur, mine, it also has the Phyrexian Praetor creature type. It just was
not
added
on
later.
here. Whatever, we don't do with that.
Not on here. Yeah, no, you're right. Can you start adding in the errated text underneath?
No, fuck
no?
that
All
shit.
But here's the big thing is that it doesn't matter whenever they counter or like they cast an instant sorcery or artifact spell. It doesn't matter with mine because they don't have a hand.
Yeah, well, they
after
do.
one turn.
Well,
No,
at the
they
end of
don't.
their
After
turn.
one turn, they don't have a hand.
You know what, not if
It
they
gets
have.
rid of their hand.
Unless
their
they have-
maximum hand size is reduced by 7.
What if
so
they're-
if
what if
you
they
can
have
have
Thought
the
Vessel
most
out?
of 7?
What if they have Thought Vessel out? Or Decanter of the Endless Water out? Or any of the others that give you unlimited hand sizes?
What about them?
You don't have to do anything. Your hand
You're right.
size is not
That is
reduced.
true.
You know how many
That is
decks
true.
that Thought Vessel's in? 288,000 EDH rec decks. You probably don't know what I'm talking about when I say Decanter of the Endless Water, but that's from the
'Cause it's
Dungeons
bad
and
card?
it's from the Dungeons and Dragons set that came out in the spring. It's already in 50,000 EDH rec decks. Both of those are mono
Okay.
rocks that are highly used. 50,000 in a set that just
Great.
came out. That
Great.
So they're used in every single deck. I put Thought Vessel in every single deck because I draw cards. It's you just counteract what your card. Your card is dead at that point. Here's the other thing. You draw 7 cards. It's at the beginning of your end step, so you also have to discard. You got to get rid of those
I
cards.
still drew 7 cards.
You know how much people
if I
hate
just if I had
discarding?
something that was
There's so
at
many
10
people.
mana that said I get to draw 7 cards at the end of my turn,
We better-
I'd probably still pick that over your Progress and Tyrant.
But you know,
I
many
would
people hate in my Nekasar deck when it's making everybody
Right.
draw cards and they have to discard. I get hated on because of making them discard. You're gonna hate
Right.
yourself because you're having to discard. Those players
No.
hate themselves.
I'm gonna love myself because I love drawing cards. I'll draw. Maybe I have a Reliquary Tower or a Thought Vessel out as well.
No, because it gets
Why can I
countered.
not do that?
It gets countered because it's an artifact, bitch.
So if these two are out, like, again, I'm not totally worried about it. So I'm baiting that counter, and
What are you doing? You're baiting.
I'm
Go
baiting
away,
all
bait.
over the place. More with that Decanter Vessel, but because that looks like a fish baiting. It's like a fish joke, right?
I wasn't
that
sure
you're
if
saying?
you knew which one that was. I was like, because
Right.
I'm going through my stuff we've opened the last 2 years. That's a fucking good card. When it came out, and I didn't realize it's already in 50,000 EDH rec decks. It's Thought Vessel on a stick, except it gives you any color, and it does the same thing. It's very nice.
Yeah.
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 Cool story, bro.
Cool. No, that's a good
I mean,
point.
it's blue.
Hit the right button. I didn't know I was going to. I was just. All right.
Let's see what else.
Mine is drawing 7 cards
Sure.
is very good,
Sure.
but I don't have to. I can flash in
10 mana. You're gonna
at the
leave
end
floating.
of your turn
You're gonna
for
leave
you to
floating.
just discard your hand.
10. You're gonna
I
leave
could do
10
that.
floating. You're gonna leave 10 floating.
Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? It's better than a discard.
No,
like
you
a
know what
discard
happens?
spell.
What happens when anybody has that amount of mana open? What do you do to that person?
At 10? I don't know. Fucking be scared. Like it's at 7 when I know.
You go at them
that
to
it's
force them to do their Cyclonic Rift. You probably aren't going to be like, hey, count that mana out. How much do you have sitting there? Oh, then it's a Jin. You're thinking it's a Cyclonic Rift. If somebody leaves 10 open and they say, go, that person's getting attacked. That person's going to die.
You can do it.
And then you don't get that
That's
7
all I'm
draw
saying.
because then you just get killed.
That's I can still flash it in
Yeah,
and block.
Yeah,
with
but,
a strong 5-4.
and then it dies. It's a 5-4. Mine's a 5-5. Mine can put up with a little
Maybe,
bit more. It has a bigger
okay.
butt.
So if
I like big
I have a
butts.
Cyclonic Rift and Coral Auger in my hand, and you have a Rift and
Look at you
Progress
making
Tyrant
a-
in your hand, which one's a better situation?
Mine comes
Clearly
out.
Coral Auger.
Mine comes out 3 turns earlier, so mine's already been out. It's not in my hand anymore. Like yours is 10
But I
mana.
have Rift. I just return it back to your hand. That's a bad card.
It's 10 mana. Mine's been out for 3 turns. Mine's been copying spells. I've been drawing extra cards. You know your drawing spells? I could go, oh, Brainstorm. Oh, another Brainstorm. Oh, I'm going to draw 3 cards and then, I'll draw another 3 cards. Oh, I'm going to play this Mono Rock and I'll get a copy of that Mono Rock. Oh, I'm going to play this.
Here's the cool thing. I know you might not know cool things because you don't play cool cards, but we're just talking about cool things right now. And so if you are playing like a green deck that untaps lands, you can stack that shit. And so like if you have a Seedborn at 5 mana, right? And
we're not talking about that.
goes
We're in
around-
blue.
Dude, a
You're
blue
in-
X. We could be blue whatever.
We're
If
in
you are
blue, buddy.
untapping your mana,
You're-
like Bear Umbra, let's say you just attack and it untaps your land and you have untapped land, you can get Jin-Gitaxias out, but you can't double your mana with Progress Tyrant because it doesn't have Flash. Flash is huge because I can cast it during my attack step, during the
But I
untap
can
step.
cast mine 3 turns earlier. Mine's been out for 3
Maybe.
turns. 3 turns.
Maybe.
What? So
Maybe.
yours is out somehow on the 10th turn, and mine is out maybe 3 turns earlier. Like if we're doing this magical
Maybe.
Christmas, why is mine not out 3
It's
turns
not
earlier?
magical Christmas to say like untapping lands is a thing.
Yes.
Magus of the Candelabra.
It's-
Candelabra. right.
Mine's out 3 turns earlier, and I'm benefiting. It's not only it's copying once a turn. I could do this on everybody else's
Right.
turn. You're in blue. You're playing
Right.
instances, well, not sorceries on other people's
What, are you
turn.
going to copy your counter spells? Like that's like backup to Dickism.
Well, you
That's,
just completely counter their shit. They're not going to touch you at all. They're countering their first spell and countering their second spell.
Oh, good for you.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about countering the counter spells
And you
with
know
your
what?
counter spells.
If I have Jin out and then I play Mycosynth, is it Lattice, the one that turns everything into artifacts, then yours is an artifact and it comes in and it's countered. So you're 10.
That's not how that works. It's only in play.
I
That's
know.
not how that
I
works.
know. I'm just
Cheats.
I'm
Cheater.
trying
You
to,
know
like,
you're gonna
add-
lose.
No,
If you're gonna cheat.
the
You're gonna,
only
you know
reason
you're gonna lose.
the only reason I lose is because people don't know how to play cards. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, that's offensive because I would say all of our listeners are highly intelligent
God, you're such a
and
kiss-ass
probably
Team
some of the
Forest
smartest
Walk
people
man.
in the world.
You're
I would just say hashtag Team Force Walk.
That's why I said Team Forest Walk bullshit. You're such a, I don't know where your head begins or their asses start. Like it just, did I say that even right? I don't even know.
Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
This
That's fine.
11.1% alcohol
I-
is getting me.
look,
I don't need
All I
Malort
have
shots.
to say is draw 7 cards and you should be like,
All I have to say is
that's a good card, Lowery.
counter all
Adam
your
should say
shit.
that.
I counter spells, which we hate counter
Look.
spells, and this counters them. Think about that.
What?
Because here's the thing.
What are you doing like a Dr. Seuss rhyme here?
Oh, here we go.
Mhm.
So let me see if I can work this out. It's
Yeah.
not that just that person too. So you're also countering somebody else that is trying to counter their stuff. So you're countering multiple players. If people are playing stuff on their turn, you're countering that first instant sorcery artifact. But also, if somebody's trying to do an instant sorcery artifact on that, they wouldn't do artifact. But you know what I'm saying? Instant, Teferi's Protection, countered.
Okay.
They have to have something that comes out first. So you X-nay Teferi's Protection. You X-nay Cyclonic Rift unless they have another spell. You cancel answers. You cancel game winners unless they can cast 2 of them. You have to have 2 instants because it's going to counter the first one. It's not just for the first instant cast that turn. It's for each player. So
Kind of sounds like the plot of Inception. What are you getting at here? Like,
that was not that hard.
are we
to
doing a
explain.
dream
That is
instead of a dream
that
here?
is not levels.
We're doing an
There is
instant instead of an instant?
There's not levels.
it's at least
It's
2
very
levels.
easy.
Isn't there 4 in the movie?
it
So this is like
X-nays
half
how
as good as
often-
Inception.
How often do you have multiple instance that game changing instance in your hand? Not very often.
Never. Because I only
You just have
play
one.
about 5 instants per deck. So yes, it would not affect me whatsoever, other than those 5 cards
You're such a liar.
that I'll likely never draw anyway.
No,
Unless
you
I have
would.
core
No,
auger out
exactly.
and drawing
Then
7
you have
extra
7,
cards.
yeah.
There we go.
Then you
Then
get
I
all
would.
5 of them in your
Then I
hand.
would. And
All
then I'd
right.
be like, oh, this is a bad card now.
All right, you guys
dare
can
I
vote.
draw
You
all of
guys
my
can vote
instants.
for this on the Discord. You can vote for this on Twitter. You can vote for this in the community tab on YouTube. I believe we announced the winners next week. We are starting a new tournament soonish. I don't know if we were doing that next week or not. If we start the tournament, we'll probably just announce
the
it.
week after.
We'll announce it at some point here. So, but you guys got a little bit to vote, so get out there and vote. Next week is our top 10 cards from the whole entire set. We're counting Commander as well, right?
Top 10.
Commander
Oh, that's
cards.
a really good point. So there were mythics that we skipped over. We will likely talk about them next week.
Yeah. So we'll go through the top 10 cards of everything like that. So, all right, that should do it for this week. We will catch you guys next. Oh, don't forget, join us on Wednesday. For those of you listening on Wednesday,
Right.
live Wednesday, YouTube, we are doing battle boxes, opening both the boxes, drinking, and all that stuff. Fun stuff. All right, that should do it for this week. We will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
I love boobs, I'm talking tatas. I love boobs, I'm bonkers for honkers. I love boobs, thanks for the memories. I love boobs.
Yep, this beer is pretty strong.